What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in to the Rinse Out Experiment. As always, if you guys have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Today, we're going to be diving into getting geared up and going out to shoot some photos, some videos, and a handful of other things, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so the reason we're talking about getting geared up to go out and shoot some videos and photos is simply because that's what I did earlier today. I was gearing up at the last minute, and I ran into a couple of problems. First, I got a new iPhone or replaced my iPhone, not a newer version or anything. I used the iPhone X, and I had to get that replaced. With doing that, I had to get reset a bunch of passwords, so forth and so on, which was a problem with this guy because it is password protect when I Wi-Fi. I take photos with the Canon 80D, and then I Wi-Fi it over to my cell phone. That's what you guys normally see if I'm using this on Instagram and Facebook, so forth and so on. Don't have the password for it, so I got to reset it. Another thing is I've been using this for shooting a lot of videos and some photos for the Rinse Out Garage, which is here in the house. And I also moved a bunch of gear upstairs, which meant when I went out, I was not fully charged. In fact, it is pretty much blinking on the last little tiny bit of life. So I had to be careful while I was out shooting photos because I was going to run out of life with the camera, which isn't going to do me much good at all when I'm out there shooting stuff. So a couple of things to note. Obviously, right when I got home, I'm charging up. I do generally carry extra batteries, and my extra battery was almost dead as well. So bad on me. In addition to that, my drone, I grabbed that. It was a little windy, so I didn't get to get out with the drone. But the drone, because I hadn't flown it in a few weeks because of the rain and some high winds, also was a little bit low on life. Now, the drone would have been flyable. I was over 50% with the 3 batteries that I pack with that. But it just brought me to this moment right here and needing to come up with something to talk about with today's Tuesday drop. And it made me start thinking, getting prepared to do whatever it is you're doing. It doesn't have to be like what I did as far as more or less spur of the moment, really, to go shoot some photos, but I should be always ready for that. When I'm generally speaking, when I go out and shoot photos or video or whatever it is, I should be prepared most of the time simply because I got all the gear, I got ample time. And to take that idea outside of what I was doing, being prepared for doing those things that you normally do. Now, there are a million exceptions to that as far as being prepared. Obviously, if you are doing stuff that you're not normally doing and it comes up spur of the moment, being prepared is limited to whatever that means to you. But if you're doing stuff like what I do, shooting videos for YouTube, shooting photos for Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff, and it's pretty much built in at this moment as far as my systems on how I do it. Normally for photos, some video I use the Canon 80D, some video I use the Sony AX100. This camera should always be charged. I should always have 2 charged batteries. If I'm using my GoPros, which I do use, they should be charged, ready to go. And it also includes memory cards. Now, I've done I've gone out numerous times and not been prepared with those as well. And then you pay the price because you're going to wherever it is you're going. You're setting up like I did earlier today. We were out there walking around. I'm just firing away with some photos, Instagram bangers, some personal photos for the family, so forth and so on. And then about 10 minutes in, I'm sitting there like, oh crap, I'm on the last bar. And then it turns from like having a good time out with the family to, oh crap, now I'm going to have to shut this down, switch over. Not that it's like a devastating or big impact to what I wanted to do, but it was something, I had to ultimately to adapt to. Okay, now I'm not gonna be able to take any more photos with this, switch over, start using the iPhone. I can't transfer photos over. So it turned into a little bit of a thing. And, if you think about that, if you are, you want to go shoot guns, because that's an activity that I like to do. I haven't done it in a while. Hopefully soon. The location I go and shoot at should be pretty primed for us to be able to get back to where it is. Generally speaking, you pull out all the guns, make sure they're cleaned, make sure you're ready for that. You bring, load up whatever ammunition you're going to use, bring targets, get all your gear together, and then go. You're not going to just randomly grab stuff, go, and then show up. For me, to get from my house to the location, and then set everything up takes about 45 minutes, maybe to an hour, depending on how much stuff I'm bringing, if I'm bringing camera gear, so forth and so on. So in that sense, all my firearms have to be ready to go, and all my camera gear has to be ready to go. And getting out there and not having ammunition or not having a good battery, I'm going to pay the ultimate price, waste my time, and not be able to yield the product that I want to yield. So just some food for thought. I thought I'd share that with you guys simply because it just literally happened to me this morning. And that's pretty much where I'm at. I'll throw a photo or a couple of photos at the end of this video if you're interested in what we were actually doing, so you guys can take a look at that as well. So generally a note or something that I normally do a gear check, especially for video. I normally do gear checks. In this instance, I didn't, but I would highly suggest that. And what that means to me, especially with the camera gear or video gear, is super simple. I turn the camera on and off on this one. If I'm bringing extra batteries or I know I'm going to be out for hours, I'll pop in the other battery, check that. Okay, good. Check the, Canon does a good job, shows you how many photos you can shoot and videos you can shoot on the memory card. Check the memory cards. If it's just this camera, if I'm bringing GoPros, I go through each GoPro, especially with GoPros, I should say, because I've screwed myself numerous times with getting to wherever I was going or loading and mounting the GoPros and then being SD full, and it's like crap. I've lost a lot of good footage and opportunities because of that. So normally I line out everything, make sure I'm good to go on all of it, and then I go. And then when I get home, trick to kind of keep that system working is as soon as I get home, I'll pull off all the memory cards, dump the stuff into the computer, delete it from the memory cards. Generally, I delete it simply because it used to be a bad habit of mine leaving all the stuff on here, and then you're going to screw yourself because that's how you get that full memory card. And then I'll throw the stuff on the charger if it needs it. If it was a brief deal and I didn't use much life from the products, then I won't do that either. So that is pretty much today's episode. Just maybe it's a refresher for you guys, or maybe you have a better system. If you do have a system of any kind on how you do this or pretty much anything, drop a comment down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys are doing when you got to get ready to go do something. What is your planning process? That's kind of in summary, my planning process for when I shoot photos or video. And, I'm always interested in hearing what you guys are doing. And if there's a better way to do it, of course, I'm interested in that as well. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Anthony. This is the Wrenched Out Experiment. We drop these videos every Tuesday. We just started this, so I'm super happy to be doing it. I like talking about this stuff. We've got a lot of cool ideas and plans for the Tuesday drop. And we also do the Wrenched Out reviews as well, which we've got a lot of products that we're still trying to catch up on with that as well, and just so much more. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure, hit subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere else. And until next time, guys, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.